Hello viewers, welcome to Charity's Bubble. Once again, welcome to this space where we talk about the green card, my journey to the US, and thank you for each and everyone who has subscribed to my channel, everybody who has been watching my videos and commenting. We really appreciate you, and we hope that you will keep on watching our videos so that you can learn more about the green card. Anybody can win a green card. It doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter where you come from. Anybody can win a green card, but for you to be able to process it, you need information. You need to know what to do or where to go. And we say that in this channel we want to just help people to be able to do it by themselves, because when I got my green card, like I said before, I had no clue on what to do, and I was having some difficulties. So please watch our videos. Make sure that you watch our video to the end, so that at the end of the day you can learn something about it. So today I'm going to talk about the DS-260, but before you fill out the DS-260, it's going to be a long form that I'm going to talk about in my next video. Before you fill it out, there are some requirements that you need to have in handy. You have to have those things, you know where they are, because when we start this process, you do not want to go to the to your interview and maybe you have not submitted the requirements that you need. So I'm gonna start by answering a question that my viewers have been asking, that if they did not go to high school, what they require to do, or can they qualify. Now, the green card lottery does not discriminate in anything, and if you watch my previous video, I had talked about the reasons why you will not qualify for a green card. Now, if you follow all I had talked about in that video and you have won the green card, now this is what you are required to do before you fill out the DS-260. First of all, if you are wondering about how to explain your job, they have a website called ONET Online Database. It's on their website. I told you that I read this from their website, travel.state.gov. And when you go to when you click on the ONET database, it's gonna give you a place to find occupations. Occupations are jobs, and after you click on find occupation, it's gonna tell you to browse the job family, and then you click go, and then there you can click on your occupation. Now there are so many. There is a fisherman, if you are a tailor, a seamstress, if you are a hairdresser, anything that you are doing is in the job description. So when you read that, you will be able to place what you're doing. So do not be afraid to fill out the green card, simply because you did not go to high school. And remember, you must have 2 years minimum work experience on that specific job that you are gonna go, and because they might ask you what do you do for a living. So make sure that you have 2 years minimum experience and supporting documentation. This country is about paperwork. You must have supporting documents for whatever that you are doing. It's not word of mouth, so make sure that you have a supporting documentation. If you are a hairdresser, you had your salon and your clients have been coming to you, of course you charge them. Those receipts that you make are the bills that you have been paying, the electricity bills, the house rent, the name of your salon. Make sure that you have all that stuff in handy, so that if you are asked for in the embassy, you can be able to produce. So that's the first thing, to know your job description. The second one, if you had applied as a family, you are the first applicant. Remember, we said that I told you that when we were applying for our green card, they did not require anybody to have a passport, but right now they require the first applicant to have a passport. Please make sure that after you win the green card, if you had put your spouse there and your children, make sure that all of them have their passports. Make sure that you have their passports, because you will send a copy of the passport together with your DS-260. So make sure that you apply for their passports and their passports are ready. That's very, very important, because when you're going to submit your DS-260, or you will need that stuff. Because I remember when we filled out our DS-260, we had to mail it. We had to mail it at an address that they gave us, and it is on their website. So we had to have we did not have to submit our the copies of our passports, but right now it's a requirement. So when you have won your green card, make sure that you go and get those passports for everyone who you included on your first application. Do not add anybody, because that we talked about what will make them deny you a visa if you watch my previous video. So make sure that if you had put your wife when you applied for the green card, if you had put your kids, it's time to make sure that they have passports, because you will need them together with your DS-260. Then a certificate of good conduct, that's very important. You must have that one. That is the third thing. The other thing is a birth certificate. Now, of course, if you have to apply for the passports, make sure that your birth certificates are intact. It's very, very, very important. And another thing that you should know, your birth certificate and your passport, the names must match. The date of birth must match. Unless you have changed your name, for example, if you're married and you had to change your name to your husband's name, you must have a marriage certificate to show that, and of course an affidavit, because when you change your name, you don't just change your name. You know, in Kenya, what married couples do when you get married and you get married to your husband, you start calling you start calling yourself with your husband's last name, and you do not have that valid. Like, you haven't gone to the court to change your name. Now, when you change your name to your husband's, make sure that you have an affidavit. You can get it from we have advocates in their offices. They can give you an affidavit. You can go to the court to get an affidavit, to swear an affidavit that you had your name changed. They will require your affidavit. Now, and I'm going to talk about my name. My name, when I was in Kenya, my ID had been messed up. Instead of spelling Charity, C-H-A-R-I-T-Y, they had spelled it C-H-A-R-I-R-Y. So, and my birth certificate had the name Charity. So those were two different things. So what I did, and I was lucky because I have a cousin who is an advocate, so he helped me out with the affidavit. So make sure that you have a supporting document to verify that both of those are your names, because you don't want to take two different names in the American embassy, because that slight mistake shows that those are two different identities, and it might be a problem, and maybe you might miss to be given your visa. So make sure that all the names are correct and they match, and the date of birth. Another thing, if you have been to court for something, or you have to been in prison for something, or you have been in custody for something, take all that documentation with you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are in prison for a bad thing. No, sorry, not prison. You are in court for a bad thing. But if you went to prison for a criminal thing, it's good to have all that documentation. I don't know what they tell people who have been in prison or whatever, but of course, like I said before, if you have a criminal record, that is a basis for them denying you a visa. But if you still want to proceed and go to fill out the DS-260, make sure that you have all the prison records and everything. Make sure that you have them, because they do a background check on a person. They do a background check. A background check is like wanting to know what kind of a person. Make sure that you take all that documentation, because you don't want to go there and they know your information that you are not disclosing. Now you want to make sure that you carry everything that you need. Now, a certificate of good conduct is a must. Make sure that you go and get that one from the CID headquarters, because that one tells, or it shows that you are clean, you are a good person. So make sure that you have that in your copies. So that is the paperwork that you will need. Make sure that all that you have it. Like I said, search for your job category, get your passports, certificate of good conduct, birth certificates, court and prison records, certificate of good conduct, photocopy of your passport, and a marriage certificate. Now, if you are in the military, you are in the army, make sure that you have proof of that you are in the military, and you take it to the American embassy. Now this is the time that after you fill out the DS-260, and we'll talk about the DS-260 in our next video, you might start thinking about finances at this juncture, but do not sell your property, do not sell your cars, your houses, and anything. No, you do all that after you have finished all the process and they have given you the visa to travel. Because remember, we are doing a preparation here. We haven't even filled our DS-260. So don't sell anything after you find out that you have won the green card, because that is not a guarantee that you will come here. So make sure that before you fill out the DS-260, you have all these things in hand, so that at the end of the day you will have a smooth ride and you won't have to stop and start looking for stuff. So thank you for watching my channel, and please subscribe to our channel, like this video, make a comment, ask a question, and I'll see you on the next video when we'll talk about the DS-260. Thank you.